Hi guys, my name is Sadie. I am just gonna do a little introduction video on why I started doing yoga, how I found it, how it's helped me, and just to kind of introduce myself. So my name is Sadie Romney. I'm from Utah. I am married to Gunner. This is my dog, Honey. I grew up dancing from the age of 3, so I, have always loved moving my body and stretching, feeling flexible, and having that mobility. So around the age of 11, I would say, one of my dance teachers was a yoga instructor. She once a week would do a yoga class for us, and I just loved the feeling of, even at 11 years old, I loved at the end of the practice when we would sit in shavasana, lie on our backs, or we would go in child's pose, or we'd go in pigeon pose, and these deep stretches. I loved how it made my body feel. I loved how it made my mind feel. So I was exposed to yoga at a young age. So that kept dancing, kept doing that once a week yoga class. I ended up quitting dance, and my senior year I did cheer, so I was still, stretching, moving my body. I graduated high school. Right out of high school, there's a studio down like 20 minutes from my house. They were offering a 200-hour teacher training, and I was 19 years old, and I just was like, let's go for it. Let's just see what this is about. I knew I loved yoga, but I honestly did not, besides that once a week class, I'd been to a few hot yoga classes, a few classes here and there. I just decided to go for it and see if this is something that I would want to do. So I took the 200-hour teacher training for an Ashtanga yoga studio in June of 2019 at 3B Yoga in Provo, Utah. And I was there, so how they structured their teacher training, I was there for the entire month of June from like 9 a.m. till 5 o'clock at night, 5 days a week. And we just completely studied the primary series of Ashtanga yoga, which is, Ashtanga yoga's base sequence. It's a set sequence of poses, and we broke down through that. We went through meditation, we went through some sound baths. It was just amazing. That I always say that was the happiest month of my life. And just because I was completely immersed, I was surrounded by amazing people who, loved yoga just as much as me. And it was just amazing to be doing yoga all day, 5 days a week. They would give us homework. So I would do the training, then I'd come home and do my homework. And it was just amazing. So after that, I finished it and just absolutely fell in love with yoga. At that time that I did the yoga teacher training, to get a little vulnerable, I was heavily struggling with my body image, with eating. I had, a minor eating disorder. I would track gum calories. I would not eat certain gum. I would not eat any fruit because it had sugar in it. I, had body dysmorphia. I was in the middle of in therapy trying to heal myself. And so I went through that training, and I just realized how I love how yoga, it's turned inward. It is all about how you feel inside. It does not matter what you look like on the outside. It doesn't even matter what you look like in each pose. You could lie in child's pose the entire class, and it does not matter. All that matters is how you feel on the inside, and your beauty on the inside. And it just helped me so tremendously. Obviously, I still had to go through some therapy after the yoga training, but now I can say I'm out of that toxic headspace, and I just love yoga and how it's made my body feel, and it's gave me an appreciation for my body. I think a lot of the times are so hard on how we look, on what we're eating, and it's all focused on the outside. It's all exterior, and we're not realizing how beautiful our body is and how much it's fighting for us, and how our bodies are amazing. And yoga just helped me realize how to love my body again, and how to find peace with my body, and how to focus on my breath, and just completely transformed how I look at myself, and honestly how I, view others around me as well. Honestly, yoga has completely transformed the way I view the world. It's helped me be more patient with myself and with others, and it just teaches such beautiful things. It is all about the self. It is all about, being in the present moment and not focusing on the future, not focusing on the past. Whatever is going on in your life, all that matters is that you're on your mat and you showed up for yourself and you are doing something for yourself, even if that is lying on your back the entire class or doing a few poses or just breathing deeply. It's so beautiful. You showed up for yourself, and I absolutely loved it. So after my teacher training, I went on to intern at that studio at 3B Yoga. I taught 1 class a week there, and it was just amazing. So then I started, putting myself out there. I taught at a rec center a couple times a week. I taught at a CrossFit gym once a week. So I loved teaching. I loved showing people how to become more flexible, obviously, and how to become more mobile, and the physical aspect, how to feel better in their bodies, but also the mental aspect and how important the breath is and how amazing it is just to turn inward for even an hour a day and just to forget about the world, forget about what's going on, and just to focus on yourself and your breath. So I kept doing that up until the pandemic hit, and that was in March of 2020, obviously. And so I stopped teaching then. All the studios shut down, all the gyms shut down, and I just kept practicing at home. Once the pandemic was kind of over, I started going back into studios again. And then at that point I was dating my husband, and he played college football at BYU. And we ended up dating, we ended up getting married, and his dream is to be in the NFL. So that requires a lot of jumping around the country. We were in Arizona for the last 4 months, just barely. Now we're up in Utah for a month, and then, the draft is at the end of April. So wherever takes us at the end of this month is where we're gonna move. So it's kind of hard my passion is yoga, and I want to teach people yoga, and I want to teach people to feel good about themselves and love themselves, even in a small way, once a day. So it's been hard because I am supporting my husband in what he wants to do, but I have my passions as well, and I can't really do that when I'm jumping around the country, every couple months, and we're moving. It's just chaos. So that's why I'm hopping on here. I just want to show you my love for yoga, and that's basically why I'm here. So that was my introduction, and this is my YouTube channel, and I will be doing poses and sequences and different kind of things. I also love, obviously, like Pilates. I love Pilates. I'm not certified in Pilates, but I love adding those movements into my yoga practice. But then also, I'm an Ashtangi, so I love the primary series. I love the discipline of yoga, so I just kind of jump around. Each video might be different, but I'm happy you're here, and yeah,